What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I thought we would change things up and I would try to make a ping pong ball catapult. So let's just jump into it. So the premise of this design is basically the fact that we're going to be using an elastic band to pull a cup that holds a ping pong ball and shoot it really, really far. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is create the front board and the back board. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is measure out a piece of the cardboard box that you want to cut. Mine was conveniently right around the measurements that I wanted, but it should be around 10 inches by 5 inches. It's a good size. There we go. So this is the part of the contraption that I'm calling the backboard. It's basically the part that's going to extend all the way to the back of the catapult, so when you pull it down, it has something to rest on. So now you want an identical piece for the front of it, conveniently named the front board. And this is just the portion on the front so that when you release the catapult, it doesn't, flip over on the front side. So this is what they should look like, sitting right next to each other. Right across the middle here, we're gonna be putting the base, which seems kind of counterintuitive to name it the base when it's on top of two other things. But the base is basically where most of the action is gonna be happening. But this time it should be 5 inch by 5 inch. There we go. So we got a perfect 5 by 5 piece that we can use for the base. Now it's time to grab hot glue, 5-minute craft style, baby. Thought I should plug this in the beginning before I started rolling the camera, but I'm an idiot. Alright, so while the hot glue gun is currently warming up, we can start to make the axle, which is basically 2 semicircles of cardboard. So I'm just gonna cut another large piece from this. The measurements don't have to be exact since we're gonna be cutting out of it anyway. Create a semicircle with a diameter of 2 inches. Means that the radius should be 1 inch. Remember, you can make these components whatever size and scale that you want to make, so they don't have to be exactly the same. I'm just kind of giving ballpark amounts for the measurements so that they create a point of reference. So I've created a pretty lopsided semicircle here, but it should do the trick. Inside of that semicircle, you're just gonna cut out a smaller semicircle, which is the same height as your dowel, so that you can just push it right through, and that's gonna be your main axle. What we're gonna be doing after that is we're just gonna be gluing that onto the main board. Now we have these 2 pieces right here. Now that our glue gun has started warming up, we can attach the base to the front and back board. 3 boards are attached. So now we have the main board. So this is where you're going to be attaching the base. So I'm going to place this dowel down as reference, and then we're going to take these 2 pieces of cardboard and we're going to put it up right next to it. Make sure that the holes in these 2 pieces of cardboard align, and then you can actually glue them in. We're just going to put another one of the ring things right about the dowel's width away from it so that you can fit a dowel inside there. But actually, before we do that, now would be a great time to actually create a T-shape out of 2 of the dowels. You just have to create a T-shape using these 2 dowels, and you're just going to glue them together. This is going to be your axle and your main dowel that has the catapult arm on it. So now that we have these 2 pieces attached to each other, you can see that I have done a pretty crappy job of this, but it does the job. All right, so once that's done drying, which I think it is done drying right now, and as you can see, it already does its job of working like an axle, but you just want to have the other side there for stability. All right, so let's grab that other side. All right, and once you have completed that step, you actually created the main axle. It works pretty well, actually. We're going to have a hole of sorts here with a rubber band that's going to attach to this rod. So we're going to pull it back, and it's going to cause more tension on the rod. Once we release, it's going to snap back to its original position, launching the ball forward. However, we don't want to keep it pressed down the whole time. So all I'm gonna do at the very, very end is I'm gonna add a hook here that's just gonna hook onto the cup of the ball, and so you can lock it down before you let go, and then it launches. So you would pull it back, put the hook on, put the ball in, release the hook, and it would launch the ball. All right, so the next thing we're gonna work on is the hole that is going to have the rubber band on it. And so for this, using one of your dowels is fine. However, this dowel is a little bit too long, so I'm gonna have to go and cut it. So you just want to attach it to the board, probably right in front of your base right here. But what we're also going to be doing is we're going to be creating a triangle of cardboard for extra support so that it doesn't, just like snap and fall this way. For this piece of cardboard, I'm just going to be going for a right triangle shape that has a width and height of 2 inches. And it should look like this right now. So we're just gonna let this dry for a little bit. The next step that you wanna do is create the cup. What I found works really well is just making a ring of cardboard that's slightly smaller than the diameter of your ping pong ball. So the ping pong ball just kind of sits in it. I found that works really well. There are, of course, other methods you can use, like actually making a physical cup. If you want to measure a ping pong ball, the mathematical way to do it would be to grab a string, put it around the ping pong ball, and then figure out the length of that string, and then divide that by 2 times pi to find the radius of it, or just divide it by pi to find the diameter of it. But we are lazy, so we're just going to be eyeballing it. Great, we did it, folks. All right, so we open the bag, grab our ping pong ball, this is my ring. It's not amazing. So, as of now, we have this updated design. Oh my god. So we have this updated design where we have this rotating arm with this ring at the end, which can hold a ping pong ball. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little stopper right here inside these 2 rings. We're gonna add a little stopper so that when the arm comes up, it doesn't just keep going forward and stop here. It stops here. Basically, even though this rod is gonna be attached to this pole, it's gonna hit this pole and stop moving. But to make sure that it actually does stop moving, we have to solidify this thing. All right, so this is our design that we got going so far. Looks pretty freaking cool. Next thing we gotta do is the hook. All right, so we have the hook. So this is basically just a green paper clip that I unfolded into a long wire, and then I folded it back, and then folded that in half to make this hook shape. Just slip the dowel in. Basically, it acts like a hinge. So now we can move this on this hinge, and we got a working hook. We need to attach this in a spot where we can push this hook down onto it. However, we don't want to make it so that you can't rotate it anymore. Now, as you can see, it's just a little bit lifted off of the platform, which allows you to move this hook freely. We're almost there. The last thing we need is, of course, the rubber band. We have the rubber bands. Put the ball on the hook, release the hook. So, to make sure that the rubber band doesn't ride down. So, we've hooked our catapult, we placed our ball in, we pull back the hook, and it works, everyone! We did it! That's right! So this is what the finished product looks like. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed. So if you followed along, your thing should probably look like this. One additional thing I would probably say that it would be good to do, I noticed that the rubber band kept slipping whenever you pulled it down to be flat, so I just added a very simple groove there using the same saw that I cut the dowels with, so that it just like sits inside that groove when you pull it back. But you're complete. So if you pull it back, take the hook, put it on the ring, put the ball in, and just like that, you have a loaded catapult. And let's say you pull back the hook. That's pretty freaking sick. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash like, subscribe, comment down below if you guys have any other how-to videos you want to know how to create, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.